people, and welcome back to Wine Chat. My name is Emma and I'm a certified sommelier with a mission to spread wine knowledge and to help you drink better. We are celebrating Furmint February today, and we're going to be chatting about all things to do with the incredible dry style of Furmint coming from the Kaale region in Hungary. That's right, I said dry. Well, the grape variety of Furmint and the region of Kaale in Hungary are most well known for the incredible and lush sweet wine known as Tokai Azu. Today we are going to be chatting about the affordable, versatile and quite frankly smashable style of dry Furmint. Let's chat about it. Now, Hungary may not be the first place that you think of when you think of a wine country, but actually back in the 18th century it had the third biggest vineyard area in the world. Actually, back in 1737, by royal decree, Kaale became the first delimited wine region in the world. Nowadays, Hungary has over 58,000 hectares of vines planted all over, encompassing a massive 184 different varietals of grapes. And actually in 2020 it made 2.7 million hectolitres of wine. The UK is the largest export market for Hungarian wine, so if you haven't got your hands on a glass or a bottle yet, it shouldn't be too hard. If you've never heard of the grape variety Furmint, don't worry, it's definitely not such a common grape variety that you find. For sure, I wish it was though. It is the third most planted white grape in Hungary, but you can also find it in other kind of Central and Eastern European countries like Slovenia, Slovakia, Austria, and Croatia. Furmint is also found in a couple of other New World countries such as South Africa and the USA. Furmint is a late ripening variety, and it gives tree fruit flavors of apple and pear, a subtle smokiness and minerality coming from the volcanic soils. It has some grapefruit, lemon and lime citrus, but when it's made in a sweet style with botrytis, also known as noble rot, it develops aromas of kind of dried apricot, peach, quince and marzipan. Furmint is easily identified by its high acidity, giving a vibrant and steely backbone to both its dry and sweet styles. It is believed that Furmint takes the name from the word furmint, for the wheat gold color that the wines produce. Now, just so you don't get it confused, the name of the town and the wine region is Kaale, while the name of the wine that comes from the region is Tokai, with an extra I. The dry style of Furmint didn't really start to come into fashion until the 2000s, as many producers were really hesitant about stepping away from the sweeter styles, as many didn't think that a drier style would be worth it. However, with the current global climate and global warming, it is getting harder and harder to consistently have the right conditions for botrytis or noble rot so that they can make the Azu styles. The Kaale region and Furmint go together almost hand in hand. Of the total 5,293 hectares in production in Kaale, Furmint covers a whopping 3,416 hectares of that. And fun fact, the Kaale region became a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2002. Dry Furmint is a very important category of wines for Kaale, as producers can rely on it to consistently make money every single year, which is especially helpful in the years where there is little to no noble rot or botrytis to make the sweeter styles. Furmint is a grape that I believe is a great crowd pleaser. If you've got somebody that wants a Sauvignon Blanc, someone else wants a Chablis, someone else wants a Riesling, and another person wants a Gruner Veltliner, then go for a Furmint, as it kind of ticks all those boxes and will meet everyone right in the middle. While often bone dry, it does have this depth of complexity that other wines at a similar price point seem to miss kind of almost completely. It has a slight exotic side to it as well, perhaps a touch of spice, it has that subtle smokiness, and quite often it ends with a lovely lifting florality. As more producers are starting to move towards making a drier style of ferment, we are starting to see some new expressions coming out on the market. While most dry styles of ferment you'll find will be fermented in stainless steel, usually quite young in age or not aged for so long in the winery, and they'll be quite racy, lean, and really vibrant. We are starting to see some producers who are playing around with a little bit of oak, malolactic fermentation, some lee stirring, and even some single vineyard plots as well. Now, Furmint is a wine that is delicious to drink when young, but we are seeing that it does also have this incredible ability to age. Furmint is super versatile when it comes to food and wine pairings as well. You can have it just on its own as an aperitif. It would go lovely with some lighter salads or some grilled asparagus, with a seafood dish or some shellfish. You can also pair some of perhaps the more rounded and heavier versions with some white meat. I think Furmint also would be fantastic if you get a version that has a smidge of residual sugar in there. It'd be really nice with some more kind of spicy Asian dishes, looking towards maybe some Thai dishes, or even perhaps like a chickpea vegetarian kind of curry. Yum. One of the best things about dry ferment, for sure, is the quality that you get for the price that you pay. Try to find an unoaked white Burgundy or a Sancerre the same quality for the same price, and I don't think you will. In the UK market, it's really easy to find. Just a quick Google search showed me that Waitrose has a couple of options from £9, and wine supplier Wanderlust actually has quite a large range of ferments ranging from £10 and upwards. Now, the bottle that I am drinking today, you can actually get from Wanderlust, but I was kindly given it as part of a Wines of Hungary tasting for Furmint February. So this, I think, retails for about £12 from Wanderlust Wines, which I will link it in the description below. So a little bit about the Furmint that I've been drinking tonight. So this is the 4Has Organic Furmint. So it is organic, which is really lovely to see. On the nose, you have this quite really lifting outer flower, a little bit of quince, a touch of juicy pear, and this almost wet slate minerality kind of thing that you would perhaps get in more of a Riesling. There's a touch of lime zest on there as well. So let's try it on the palate. Wow, on the palate you have this beautiful bright lemon. The pear on the palate definitely isn't as ripe, but that's okay. You have that touch of quince, the little bit of elderflower, that kind of wet slate minerality coming through again, as I said. But it does actually have this really depth, almost creaminess to it that I suppose is coming from it being a few years old, and just really adds kind of an extra layer to the wine, and it's still continuing and developing on my palate as I speak now. This is really, really fantastic and such a lovely wine, and as I said before, you can get it for about £12, so this is an absolute bargain. Well, team, that is all for me this week. I hope you've enjoyed celebrating Furmint February with me. Remember, it is Furmint February all month long, so grab yourself a glass, grab yourself a bottle, and come celebrate with me. I will link in the description below a couple of places where you can get some Furmint yourself to have at home this month. I hope you've all enjoyed this video. Remember to subscribe to Wine Chat, give this video a like, and until next week, remember, drink better, be better.